March 2025, and this is your current affairs program TMI on the ITV networks, coming to you from our Lagos network studios. My name is Joshua Okata. Today on the show, we will be focusing on the insecurity going on in Kaduna State, particularly the banditry situation. And of course, that brings us to the death of a dangerous Bandit Kingpin by name Dogo Saleh, who met his Waterloo in the hands of his gang criminals, especially during the raid that was carried out by operatives of the FCT command. And of course, to have this conversation with me this morning, I'm being joined by Ziggy Ibe, a social commentator who is joining us virtually to have the discussion with me. Good morning, Mr. Ziggy, and thank you so much for joining us. So my question to you is, there is this guy called Dogo Saleh. He is a very dangerous kingpin who met his Waterloo, just as I said earlier, in the hands of his criminal gang. Interestingly, he has been raging the area of Regina Forest in Kaduna State. And of course, he's of age 21. What does that tell you?
We're in a country where, good morning, first of all. We're in a country where criminal gangs are bred everywhere. And that is not that we are not a country of irrascality. The security situation we have in the country leaves one, no doubt, that anybody can become anything. That might not be arising from our situation, but our willingness to do the unneedful. What is unneedful here? When so many people who had done it before him were not checked and punished, what one will expect is a situation where anybody can come out any day, take up arms against the state, and fester. I keep saying it, and I've repeatedly maintained this, that each time offenders are not punished, we are leaving the ground for others to join. Okay, and what that means to me is that if people are not punished for wrongdoing, then you are telling others that that situation or that enterprise is thriving, such that if you go in, you are caught. Is either you are tomorrow radicalized or readmitted into the society in the name of trying to maintain peace. But everything has a root, and the root is that each time an offender is caught, he should be shown exit route. What is the exit route? Is either the person is removed from the society or be taught a lesson that he will never forget. And that is the situation of them. Yes, we have to go down on critical issues like this, because if you don't teach people a way to be a deterrent to others who are coming after him, then you are creating wet ground for upcoming those who would take up arms against the states. Okay, imagine a 21-year-old guy not thinking of better things to do. All he could do is to take up arms against Nigerians and the community. So it is worrisome. The whole thing still boils down that offenders are not punished in the country. If they are, nobody will try it. There must be measures to silence these people who are taking arms against the state, or exterminate them from the society. Because in the past, the idea and what we've seen so far is that radicalization and accepting them or readmitting them into the society has never helped. What you find out is when those people are readmitted into the society, the orientation given to them afterwards might not have served enough deterrent going back to what they were advised against. So critical punishment that will serve a deterrent to him and to others who will come after him, because each time someone is dealt with, you find out that so many people who come after him would want to do same. And this is the culture we've maintained over the years. Okay, so nothing deter anyone from going into crime in this country.
All right, now we're looking at a situation where right now Dogo Saleh is dead. But of course, at 21, he's already a dangerous notorious kingpin who has been ravaging the locality and, of course, communities in Kaduna State. Before long, he has had to do with people whom he has killed. He has ravaged the community, destroyed properties, and of course made away with huge ransoms to the tune of millions of naira over a period of time. Now, interestingly, the men of the FCT Police Command have dislodged his location where he is presumed to be a place where he hides and of course goes about with his criminal activities. Now, what would you say about the gang members who, of course, by now they are on their way out of that location, perhaps to a safer place where they would be hibernating and, of course, carrying out their criminal activities? What about those criminal gangs? How about how he gets his ammunitions, whether from the black market or from any source? Can there be a forensic investigation that could be carried out so as to be able to identify and unmask the identities of those who are sponsoring this criminal act?
We have a society that is so porous and open to entering into illegalities. And like I said earlier, until we have a way to actually either exterminate, yes, or find a way to exit them. Because like this guy we've spoken about, his life has been cut short by the very act he chose. Yes, other people are following him, and others maybe have not seen the enough measures to actually end this career, because it's becoming enterprising to them and profitable. So what we do at this point is to make a greater measure, is to carve out a greater effort that will actually show these guys that, look, the business you are going into is a dangerous one, and when you are caught by the society, you will be dealt with such that your life will never remain the same. So until we are able to cut short the activities of these guys, until we actually have a society that is so strong against illegalities. And sometime in the past, I think I've interviewed a guy whose notoriety is about not believing that the society could curb him. Okay, and will you blame him? Maybe he has lived over the years in the country where people are not punished enough to get deterred in the criminal enterprise. Okay, and if such is not done, you are giving ways or breeding ground for others to take up arms against the country, and not minding that they might be caught, because sometimes the society and the government are so soft on these guys. Now, on the issue of how they source their weapons, that is in the public knowledge. That is either they are assisted by force men, or they go to black market and get their weapons. So the whole thing still boils down that the society is not strong enough to curb illegality and criminalities. One is not saying here that the military and the other agencies are not doing enough. They do, but it is not. It's just stepping up a more fight that will curb them. No society is actually totally rid of what we are talking about. No, but there's minimal. There are so many countries in the world where criminalities are not found. They are found in their barest minimum. Okay, at this point there must be a measure that when you are caught, you will be dealt with, such that you can't venture into the fear will not allow you to go into further criminalities or further unleashing terror on the community or locals where you are found. So it's still boiled down that the agencies that are saddled with this responsibility should do more in order to silence these elements, because they are coming in their numbers. And the area I found very amusing and very dangerous is radicalization of these people when they are caught in their numbers. Okay, I wouldn't want to suggest so many things here, but the first suggestion is let's show these guys exit doors. Let's show them exit doors. Okay, because it is only way you can get rid of the society, these elements, because they have no fear any longer. And because they don't have fear, why? Is because the society has not met out enough strategy, enough enough way to exterminate them. Because we must be critical on this issue. Security has overwhelmed the whole country, overwhelmed all the communities in the Nigerian state. So we must come hard on them. We must do something that will actually instill fear into the upcoming world. Like this young man that has been killed now. What happened? The other people who had been his foot soldiers, who felt for a long time he has thrived. Why did he thrive? Because the society was not able to nab him. Now he has been nabbed and exited. Other people will not have enough fear to go out of that enterprise. So my suggestion is, when they are caught, this mercy that is being granted to them in the name of radicalization and readmitting them into the society shouldn't be there. There should be a one-way thing, and that one way is let them leave the society, and that's it.
Information available to us is that during the raid, recoveries were made. Now, we have 49 AK-49 rifle discovered, 2 magazines, 60 rounds of live ammunition, and 3 million naira cash, suspected to be proceeds from ransom. Now, is there a way those rifles with serial numbers can be attached to bearers such that they can trace who is giving them these ammunitions, and as well as the cash, if it was gotten by hand or transfers?
My brother, the issue here is all the first guns, all the first equipment have serial numbers such that you can trace where they are brought from or who supplied it. But even those who are not marked as to know where they are from, look, AK-47 is not a poor man's show. AK-47 is over $1 million naira. Poor man cannot afford that, meaning that there's a collaboration. Somebody is aiding it and they're betting it. Somebody is enjoying that enterprise. It's becoming a business for someone somewhere. So if a diligent search or a diligent job is done, then it could be traced to someone who supplies all this. Yes. And until such, I mentioned earlier, to go down to the root. And the root is to find out, how does this gun get into this guy's hand? Somebody is supplying them. Somebody is giving them out. You and I heard many times in the past how some elements in the force collaborate with them, bringing out guns and sharing to them. And that effort has not been refuted and is ongoing. So I commend the agencies who are saddled with this responsibility, but they need to do more. When they do more, then it is only then that we now sing hallelujah and said, yes, we are curbing this in totality. Okay, because of course, in recent times it was the media was awash, where some security agencies were collaborators in this game. Okay, and such people, after the media paparazzi, we've never heard the last of them. What happens? Were they dealt with? Were they removed from the force? Were they punished accordingly? Were they dealt with? Until they are dealt with accordingly, until they are shown way out, until they are removed from the positions they were with these criminal elements, is still, what is still kicking is still sounding very largely. So now, somebody is abating and somebody is aiding them.
Talking about abating and of course aiding them, the government of Kaduna State has a governor there, and you cannot tell me that whatever that happens in that state, he is not privy to it. Now, talking about this kind of dangerous activity going on is a wake-up call to the governor. Now, what do you think the governor, in the person of Mr. Uba Sani, the executive governor of Kaduna State, could do differently in collaboration with the security forces to be able to stem this tide, especially drastically reducing it to the barest minimum if complete eradication is impossible?
We are just using the state as a metaphor for other states, because mentioning a state, leaving other states out, is like what's it called? A storm in a teacup. Other states, as we speak, are immersed in this same saga. Okay, and the governors we have what is called security vote. What does security vote does to the governors? It is ways and means of trying to enable the environment where he oversees to be security free. Okay, it's security free. But if a governor wants to wash his hand away or off from the whole of these shenanigans, then the governor is seen not to be doing enough. And that is the truth of the matter. The issue remains that all the governors from all the states should step up boldly to eradicate insecurities in their region. Just yesterday in Ebonyi State, we heard what happened there. Don't we have a governor there? We do. Okay? So until all the governors, mentioning one governor out of the 36, including Abuja, is not saying enough. Okay? As we speak, all the states are engulfed in insecurity, and the governors must do enough, or else stop taking security humongous amount that is meant for security purposes. Okay, yes, he can be checkmated. The governor is the chief security of the state, and each time you want to wash your hands off by not saying or doing enough, then you are telling us that your aloofness is culpable, just like you said. So the government must be at the forefront at this fight, so that when anyone is caught, the governor knows about it, really being culpable, but the governor informed and decisive actions are taken to still deter others from stepping into the shoes of this person, because there are so many of them. I've interviewed someone who said it was because of the hardship with the country. It's not true. It is fallacy, because if you tell me hardship of the country, there are so many jobs you can do. It might be menial, but then those jobs face good income until a better one comes.
Okay, now let's look at
this is thriving.
Let's look at state security as we coast home now. Let's look at state security, because as we have it today, a lot of people have the opinion that nothing reasonably can be achieved by just depending on security vote at the executive level. What is your thought on decentralizing the police system? Because as they say, all crimes are local.
See, it is still boils down to arguments we've been putting up. The issue remains that when a governor collects his security votes, what does he do with it? I don't know what many have been doing with it, but security vote by that word means that that money is specifically meant to set up security arrangement committee, security conscious members, who in turn will go to the locals. If you don't enable people to do the job of securing their locality, what have you done? What has the job of collecting that money done to the community? Yes, all securities are locals and such. The governors, that's why I say the governor must be involved fully to the grassroots.
Thank you very much.
In the lower rung of the ladder knows about these people, and set up a committee, set up individuals who knows these people, because they live among these people.
Okay.
They are not spirits. They are human beings.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ziggy
The locality they come from, that these people would be napped, and we can start it off from there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zigibe. Our time is up right now.
Welcome.
So sorry that I'm going to butt in.
It's okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zigibe, social commentator, for coming on the show this morning. We really appreciate your time.
All my pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, that's our offering for you from the Lagos end.